New Year's Eve is that magical night when the whole world comes together to celebrate fresh starts and exciting prospects. Whether you're watching fireworks, making resolutions, or simply counting down to midnight, there's something about this moment that feels larger than life. But have you ever stopped to wonder, why do we celebrate New Year's the way we do? What's with the confetti, the champagne, and even the date itself? Well, today we're diving into 7 surprising facts about New Year that most people have never heard of. From $1,000,000 celebrations to ancient Roman gods, this is your backstage pass to the wild world of New Year's traditions. Stick around because fact number 5 will completely change the way you think about January 1st. Number 1. New Year's isn't always on January 1st. While January 1st marks the beginning of the year for many, it's far from a universal tradition. Across the globe, cultures celebrate the New Year on entirely different dates, each with its own rich history and unique customs. Take China for instance. Their New Year follows the lunar calendar, and the celebrations are as spectacular as they are symbolic. Lantern festivals illuminate the streets, fireworks fill the sky, and dragon dances weave through crowds. It's a moment to honor family, sweep away bad luck, and invite prosperity for the year ahead. No wonder it's one of the most celebrated events in the world. Now let's travel to Ethiopia, where New Year, or Enkutatash, falls in September. Rooted in the ancient Ethiopian calendar, it coincides with the end of the rainy season and the start of a bountiful harvest. The celebration is a feast for the senses. Flowers bloom across the landscape, traditional songs fill the air, and communities come together to share food and joy. The Islamic New Year, or Hijri New Year, offers yet another fascinating perspective. Following the lunar calendar too, its date varies each year. This observance marks the beginning of the sacred month of Moharram and reflects on the migration of the Prophet Muhammad to Medina, a pivotal moment in Islamic history. It's a time of reflection and renewal, quietly profound yet deeply significant. And even the ancient Romans had their own idea of when the year should begin. Rather than January, they marked the start of their calendar in March, aligning with the season of new growth and renewal. For them, it symbolized the rebirth of the land after winter, a poetic way to begin anew. These diverse traditions remind us that while the calendar may vary, the desire to celebrate renewal and new beginnings is a universal thread that connects us all. Number 2. The most expensive fireworks show in history. Few things symbolize the arrival of the new year more dramatically than fireworks. But did you know that the most extravagant fireworks display in history took place not in New York or London, but in Dubai? On New Year's Eve in 2014, Dubai shattered records with a jaw-dropping pyrotechnic display that cost a staggering $6 million. Over 500,000 fireworks were launched in just 6 minutes, creating an awe-inspiring symphony of color and light that stretched nearly 100 kilometers over the city's skyline. The grand finale, a breathtaking series of explosions over the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, illuminating the night in a way that left spectators speechless. The event was so spectacular, it earned Dubai a place in the Guinness World Records for the largest fireworks display ever seen. This wasn't just a celebration, it was a statement, a dazzling reminder of Dubai's reputation for turning the extraordinary into the norm. And while the display lasted only 6 minutes, it ensured that this particular New Year's Eve would go down in history as a celebration of unparalleled grandeur. Number 3. The weirdest New Year's traditions around the world. New Year's is celebrated in countless ways around the globe, but some traditions stand out for their sheer originality, and I dare say strangeness. Let's explore a few of the most fascinating. In Denmark, it's customary to smash plates on your friend's doorstep at midnight. Yes, you heard that right. Breaking dishes is believed to bring good luck for the coming year. In fact, the bigger the pile of broken crockery outside your door, the more fortune you're destined to have. So in Denmark, a messy doorstep isn't just a sign of celebration, it's practically a badge of honor. Meanwhile, in Spain, the countdown to midnight is marked with a challenge: eating 12 grapes, one for each chime of the clock. This seemingly simple act is thought to ensure prosperity for each of the 12 months ahead. However, keeping up with the clock's rhythm can turn this tradition into a hilarious race against time. And in parts of South America, the color of your underwear takes center stage. Yes, really. Wearing red underwear is said to bring love in the new year, while yellow promises wealth. It's a playful yet deeply symbolic tradition, proving that even your wardrobe can influence your fortune. These unique customs remind us of the creativity and cultural richness that make New Year's celebration so diverse. And who knows, perhaps one of these traditions could add an extra spark to your own festivities this year. Number 4. Why New Year's resolutions are doomed. New Year's resolutions. We make them with the best of intentions, yet most of us abandon them before the snow even melts. In fact, studies show that only 9% of people actually stick to their resolutions for the entire year. So why is this annual tradition so notoriously difficult to uphold? The answer lies in the way we approach resolutions. Often, they are overly ambitious and vague. Promises like, "I'll get fit" or "I'll save more money" sound great in theory, but lack the specificity needed to turn intentions into habits. Without a clear plan, it's easy to lose momentum. Another culprit is something called the false hope syndrome. When the clock strikes midnight, we are filled with optimism and the belief that a new year means a new us. But as reality sets in, we realize that big changes take more time and effort than we imagined, leading many to give up entirely. However, the good news is that resolutions aren't doomed if we reframe them. Experts suggest setting smaller measurable goals instead of grand, sweeping declarations. For instance, instead of saying "I'll exercise more," try committing to 2 30-minute workouts each week. These incremental steps not only feel achievable, but also build confidence over time. So the next time you make a resolution, keep it realistic and remember, lasting change isn't about transforming overnight. It's about steady progress, one small step at a time. Number 5. Why January 1st became New Year's Day. Why do we celebrate New Year's on January 1st? The answer lies in a fascinating blend of history, symbolism, and even a touch of ancient Roman politics. For the Romans, January was a special month, dedicated to Janus, the god of beginnings, transitions, and doorways. Janus was often depicted with two faces, one looking forward to the future, and the other one reflecting on the past, a perfect metaphor for the transitions between years. Making the start of the year in January also aligned with a period of reflection and renewal. The month follows the winter solstice, when the days slowly begin to grow longer, symbolizing the return of light and the promise of a new season. It was a time for fresh starts and forward thinking. Over the centuries, this tradition of recognizing January as the beginning of the year became widespread, and today it remains a moment when we pause, reflect, and embrace the possibility of a new beginning. So when you count down to midnight on New Year's Eve, you're taking part in a centuries-old ritual that honors both the past and the future, a tradition that's as symbolic as it is celebratory. Number 6. The giant ball that almost didn't drop. The Times Square ball drop is one of the most iconic New Year's traditions in the world. Each year, millions gather both in person and on their screens to witness the glittering sphere descend as the clock strikes midnight. But did you know that this beloved celebration nearly didn't happen during one of the most memorable New Year's Eve in modern history? The year was 1999, and the world was gripped by the so-called Y2K panic. As the new millennium approached, there were widespread fears that computer systems across the globe might fail catastrophically when the clocks rolled over to the year 2000. Governments, businesses, and even major event organizers, including those behind the Times Square celebration, faced pressure to reconsider their plans. Many worried that large-scale gatherings could turn chaotic if Y2K fears became a reality. For a brief moment, the iconic ball drop itself was in jeopardy, but with careful planning and reassuring dose of optimism, the event went ahead as scheduled. When the ball dropped and the lights stayed on, the celebration became a symbol of relief and joy, ushering in not just a new year, but a new millennium. It's a reminder that even the most enduring traditions have moments of uncertainty, making their continuation all the more meaningful. Number 7. The strangest place people celebrate New Year's. While most of us celebrate New Year's on land, surrounded by family and dear friends, there are those who prefer to mark the occasion in truly unique locations. Let's explore some of the most extraordinary places people ring in the new year. In Australia, there is an annual underwater New Year's party where divers descend beneath the waves to celebrate surrounded by vibrant marine life. Imagine counting down to midnight while schools of fish swim around you. It's a celebration like no other, blending adventure with serenity. But perhaps the most out-of-this-world New Year's celebration takes place aboard the International Space Station. Astronauts circling the Earth at an astonishing speed experience 16 sunrises and sunsets in a single day, giving them the chance to celebrate New Year's not just once, but multiple times. Floating in zero gravity while toasting the future is quite literally a celebration on a galactic scale. Whether it's underwater, in space, or somewhere else entirely, these unique celebrations remind us that New Year's isn't just about where you are. It's about how you embrace the moment wherever life takes you. So there you have it. 7 incredible facts about New Year's that you can share to impress your friends or spice up your family gatherings. Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And before you go, hit that subscribe button for more mind-blowing content every week. Until next time, Happy New Year, and may your year be filled with excitement and successful resolutions.